The music news for the streets, the music news for your beats, the news for the music stuff that you gonna need. We gon' talk about plugins, we gon' talk about gear. If it's news on this music, we gon' talk about it here. Let's go. What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. Here today to bring you guys 10 freebies for the month of February. Before we get going, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you get anything out of the video, but let's go ahead and get right into that first freebie. So the first freebie that I have for you guys today comes from Universal Audio. It looks like Universal Audio is giving away the UA1176 FET compressor for free until the 28th of February. So I would recommend grabbing this. It's a very, very solid compressor, a very solid free plugin. I had just found out about this morning, and I kind of already had the video planned, so I don't really have a demo on this. But as they say here, to welcome you into the Universal Audio family, we're offering the legendary UA1176 Classic FET compressor absolutely free. This special native version features the same authentic analog modeling of the full collection, giving you the punch and attack of the most famous audio compressor ever made. So a compressor like this is going to be something good on something like drums, vocals, anything like that. It has a really fast attack on this one, so make sure you're paying attention to that when you are messing with it. But I would definitely recommend grabbing that while you can. All right, guys, and the second freebie that I have for you guys today, this one comes from Clevger, and it's called SynthSphere. I don't know if you guys have seen this already, but this thing's pretty cool. It's pretty basic. There's like 70 different presets in here. And then basically you're going to use this to get your presets. So I'll show you. So here's one of the presets that I have going right here. Right. And so now as I start to move this around, it's going to give me a different sound because each one of these are different presets. So you don't have like individual presets that you would normally have in a plugin that you go through. You kind of just guide through like this, and I'll show you. So what this kind of does is it's going to give you like original sounding presets because it's going to blend like 3 or 4 or 5 different presets together. So you see here, it's got the Asian lead, it's got cotton, it's got plain lead, it's got Yelp lead, it's got SVEP, and then it's got this resonant lead too. So I'll just go through a few of the presets. You're going to get a little bit of delay, you know what I'm saying? And then you'll get some modulation right here too as well. So again, this thing is pretty cool. Something I would recommend checking out. The third freebie that I have for you guys today comes from SumnSumnSumn. They just created a new AI pedal called Repedal. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. So as we see here, AI Guitar Pedal Maker. Repedal is an experimental machine learning project from SumnSumnSumn, currently in beta. It generates a new random overdrive pedal every time you click the remake icon. It works by randomizing the structure of the neural network, creating a new model from each iteration. So let's go ahead and hop back into FL Studio, check this thing out. So I have this thing on a guitar right now. The guitar just sounds like this without the repedal on there. Now, if I throw the repedal on there, it's going to sound like. So, you know, it's pretty solid. All you got to do is hit this remake button. Bam. Now we've got a brand new pedal. And let's see what this one sounds like. We can push another one. Remake. Bam. You even have the option to save these if you want to. So we'll just go ahead and add one right quick, and we'll just call this one something one, just so that we have one here. Boom. And now we have that saved in our presets.
And then just like that, you can keep going through and making more presets and making more presets and making more presets, so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and get back over to the main page. We're going to hit remake again. Blah, we got another one. So with this pedal, it's going to give you a whole bunch of different overdrive pedals. Like I said before, I'm sorry, I just used the Contact library for my guitar. I know it sounds much better with the real guitar, but y'all already know my guitar skills are doo-doo. So I'll leave all this stuff linked below, but definitely worth to check out, my personal opinion. And the fourth freebie that I have for you guys today, this one is a delay plugin. It's called A1 Prime Delay, and it is only free for a limited time with the code. I just brought you to the website first just so I don't forget the code in case I forget to put it down there or whatnot. But when you get to the site, it'll just say A1 Prime Delay free, and use that code at checkout and you'll be able to get it for free. You may be wondering, why is this delay special or something like that? Well, when you get it and you first get it initially, it's just going to look like this. If you come over here and you tap this expert, it's going to expand everything for you. So you see now I have like a ducker. I've got saturation. I've got chorus. I've got low cut. I've got wow. I've got flutter. I've got dirt. You know what I'm saying? I got a filter over here. So you get a lot of control with this thing right here. And then you can also widen out your sound with this thing too, which is solid. So I'm just going to play this on that guitar that I just had. This is what the guitar sounded like before I put the A1 Prime on there. Now after. So you see I got some more dirt going on top of this. I got some saturation. I got some wow. I got some flutter. Let me go ahead and actually turn that re-pedal off. And this is what that guitar sounds like without that re-pedal on there. Now once I turn it on. So a lot of things you can do. You can turn off certain sections if you want to. You know, you can turn up your saturation if you want to. You can just do a lot with this wow, this flutter, all this stuff over here. So I actually put it on another instrument too as well. And so let's go ahead and open this back up. So this is what this sound sounded like before I put A1 Prime Delay on there. Super basic sounding sound. Now once we throw this on there. Yeah, so you can do some dope things on here. Just messing with this wow and this flutter, this dirt, you know, this combining, all this stuff. You can do some really dope stuff on here. So you see how it's ducking all those sounds and everything like that. Super solid. I'm not going to go super in depth with this, but what else is pretty nice about this thing is that it tames the initial transient when it comes in, allowing for you to be able to control the delay a little bit better, if that makes sense. So not a bad delay plugin. Another one worth checking out. The fifth freebie that I have for you guys today isn't for everybody. I'm not going to lie to you, but if you have a Focusrite Generation 3 or above, it looks like Pro Tools is offering Pro Tools Intro permanently now. So Pro Tools Intro used to be like a 30 or a 60-day trial, but now it is a full-time DAW. So as you come here and look, once you register your Focusrite, you actually get a whole bunch of stuff here too. In case some of y'all don't, I know some of y'all don't be registering your products. You don't care about the free plugins you get with them, but some of the stuff's fire. So, you know, you'll get Ableton Live Lite, excellent Addictive Keys is fire. The Clevger hit maker bundle is pretty solid itself. You know, excellent Addictive Drums too, solid. You know, you're gonna get a guitar amp here, 3 months of auto tune, Relab Essentials, Brainworks console. You know, a bunch of Brainworks plugins, auto tune access, Red plugin suite, Focusrite times. I mean, you get a lot of stuff in this. But now the big thing is, you get Massive. But the big thing now, you're going to get this Pro Tools Intro. So I know that's a big deal for some people who don't have a DAW. In case you weren't knowing it, it's out there. I'm not sure though. I'm gonna say this before I get out of here. I remember when they had Pro Tools first, you couldn't load third-party VSTs in there. I'm not sure if you can or can't with Pro Tools Intro. Maybe I'll find out and do a video about it sometime in the future. The sixth freebie that I have for you guys today, this one comes from Angelic Vibe called Basshead Mini. So when you open up Basshead Mini, it's going to look like this. This is just the stripped down version from the full version. So you only get like 10 different basses in here, but the basses are all pretty solid, the ones that I've listened to so far. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to push play, and then I'm going to let you guys hear some of these basses. All right, so like I said, there's like 10 basses in here, so we'll start off with the first one. I mean, so as you guys can tell there, you're going to get a bunch of solid basses, I guess 10, but if you need some basses or some 808s, maybe some different basses than what you typically put together or program or create or use from sample packs, this one's out there. All right, guys, up next, I've got a freebie from Full Bucket Music. This one is called Paralogy, something like that. Paralogy, I'm leaving that in there, I don't care. But as you see here, it's a free Croomer trilogy in Stratus emulation. Developer Full Bucket Music has released a free Croomer trilogy in Stratus emulation for Mac OS and Windows. I swear to God, I said this for the grip. Paralogy. There we go. There we go. Full Bucket Music is back with another Vintage synth emulation after ending 2024 with Broken Mini, which was a Mini Moog, and a Ragnarok, which was a custom synth built by Hans Peter. On this, I've only kind of opened it up and used it briefly. I didn't get too deep into this. I'm not even going to hold y'all. But this is what it looks like in all its glory. It does look nice. You've got a bunch of presets over here that you can mess with. As you see, you've got brasses. You've got all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you got a bunch of different sounds in here. You got a bunch of different controls. Let's see what this lead sounds like. I'll just play a few of the presets so you can kind of hear what it sounds like. That's kind of fire. Sounds like a horror movie from the 80s. Those keys would be fire if they had like some effects on there and stuff. You've got phaser, you've got delay. Obviously, you've got your different waveforms that you could switch between over here, and then you can also mix them together, which is pretty dope. You've got modulation that you can control over here, oscillator 1, oscillator 2, glide, so on and so forth. So sounds pretty solid. So we'll just check out a couple more presets real quick, just so that you guys can hear what you're getting into, if this is something that you're interested in. You know what I'm saying? So again, pretty solid little synthesizer. It's free. I would recommend checking it out. The GUI on this one looks pretty too, in my opinion. All right, guys, the 8th freebie that I have for you guys today comes from Fractured Sounds. It's another one of their blueprint libraries for Contact. It is free, and it is called Bass Guitar. And when you open up Bass Guitar, it's going to look like this. We're just going to slide it over a little bit, though. It's going to look like this, and it's basically going to sound like this. You got compression and drive. So, I mean, that's what it sounds like. I guess since I have this pulled up over here too. The 9th freebie I have for you guys today comes from Boz Labs, and it's Bark a Dog. So I'm not really sure about this one. I'm not even going to hold y'all. I wanted to love this one, but I just don't really like it that much. I'm not even going to lie to you. I like the first 2 Bark a Dogs. When I first started doing YouTube content, I used to actually use Bark a Dog 2 a lot, but I just don't feel like this is giving me enough. Basically, this thing is supposed to boost whatever frequencies you put it at in bass, but I just feel like it's not giving me enough. So let's go ahead and maybe I'll take that back. It sounds a little better now when I'm listening in here. It does sound better now. I will, maybe because I was just listening to it with a bunch of stuff, chaotic stuff going on in the background, but that's not bad. Let's go ahead and come over here to this Basshead Mini, and I have it on this too. So I'm just gonna push play and then I'm gonna turn it on. So I had just barely used this a little bit. It's probably because I had the frequencies too low. So I was probably trying to focus on the unaudible frequencies, and you're not really getting anything. This is working a little bit differently than it was working earlier. It wasn't giving me that boost like that earlier. Take back everything I said about this thing. It's not that bad at all for an 808 tool. Glad I decided to showcase it, huh? Because I wasn't gonna put it in the video, but I did, and I'm glad I did. That's not a bad tool though. I think if I had more time to dial it in and mess with it, I'm not gonna do it because I'm already recording the video, but I think this is a good tool. Maybe I'll come back and use this in a future video. All right, guys, and the 10th freebie that I have for you guys today is for a limited time only. A couple of these plugins are for a limited time only, so I will leave the codes for all these down below in the description, and I'll make sure you guys know if they're limited time only, because I believe like 4 of them are. The UAD one is, I know A1 Prime is, I know this one right here is, and I think one more is. So I'll make sure I leave the codes and everything below and the dates they expire. But this right here is just basically a Sega emulation. It's called SM-ROM. So you're gonna get like old school, like Sega sounding stuff on here, like so you're gonna get stuff that sounds like that. And then you're gonna get what else we got? Butter Cutter. I don't even know if I have to pause that. We're just gonna go ahead and pause that one though. Chaotic Buzzer. Some of these are dope though. I was listening to some of them earlier. I just gotta find out which ones they were I want to play. What else we got? You get that old school explosion. What else we got here? Sounds like Excite Bite. I mean, fire. It's got some good sounds in here. So obviously you know what you're going to get with that. You're going to need a code for this one too. So I will make sure I leave that below in the description. But that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully I can help you guys out in this video. Make sure you get your stinking arse over to UAD and get that 1176 compressor as soon as possible. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.